is possible to do that or not, because there's some.
This is 20 grams of beet germ. In this I have added 20 ml of old acetone. Now it is need to be kept at 4 degrees Celsius for 2 hours. As said, this wheat germ was kept at 4 degrees Celsius for 2 hours. After 2 hours, I took out this wheat germ and now I am drying this wheat germ at room temperature. Give it we will wait we will wait for a few minutes till this wheat germ dry completely at the room temperature. I have transferred my dried wheat germ in this beaker. Now I have measured 50 ml of acetate buffer in this measuring cylinder. I am adding this acetate buffer in this dried wheat germ. I have added 50 ml of acetate buffer in this dried wheat germ, and now I am keeping it at magnetic stirrer. I will keep this dried wheat germ over the magnetic stirrer at 4 degrees Celsius overnight, and I will further proceed with my procedure next morning. Yesterday, this wheat germ in acetate buffer overnight for at 4 degrees Celsius, continuously stirring. Now I took this wheat germ from wheat germ and acetate buffer, and I have transferred this in the falcon. I have centrifuged this falcon at 6000 G for 25 minutes, and I took out from centrifuge. Now this is pellet, and the above liquid which is obtained is supernatant. I will transfer the supernatant in another falcon. I have separated pellet and the supernatant from each other, and the supernatant which is obtained in this falcon has amylase, and I will further check the activity of amylase in the next procedure.
So to determine the concentration of any reducing sugar in unknown sample, we need to prepare the standard curve of maltose. So the preparation of standard curve of maltose, we have prepared 5 mg per ml stock concentration of maltose, and from there we have taken different concentration of maltose ranging from 50 microgram to 2500 microgram. And so we have taken DNSA. DNSA is a reagent of maltose. Maltose converts the DNSA into 3-amino 5-nitrosalicylic acid. This DNSA is a pale yellow color, and when we will add maltose into this, then this pale yellow color will convert into a orange red color, and which will be a 3-amino 5-nitrosalicylic acid, and the intensity of color will reflect the concentration of maltose into it. So now I am adding maltose into it, and this is the 1 ml volume of maltose. For this we have prepared blank also. In blank there will be a DNSA and only the acetate buffer will be. Now we are adding this test tube into this boiling water, and we will see after 5 minutes there will be a change in color. After boiling for 5 minutes, we can see there is a change in color. And in the first test tube, this is a blank, which is still pale yellow in color. And we can see the color is getting intense with the increase in concentration of maltose. Now we will add 10 ml of water in each of this test tube, and then we will vortex it, and then we will measure the absorbance in multi-mode reader.
These are the reaction mixture and this is the blank solution. I have added 10 ml of the distilled water in each of the reaction mixture, and now I took the 200 microliter of each of the reaction mixture in this 96 well plate. These are the 96 well plate, and I took each of the reaction mixture of 200 microliter in triplicate. Now I will read the absorbance in multi-mode reader at 540 nanometer. I have measured the concentration of each of the reaction mixture at 540 nanometer. As you can see the reading, like this is the blank, so the reading obtained for the blank is comparatively less. As the concentration increases, the reading also start increasing. This is 50x dilution. In this the concentration of maltose is less, so the reading is also less. As the concentration increases from 50x, and this is 10x, this is 5x, this is 2x. 2x contain the highest concentration of maltose, so the reading obtained for the 2x is highest. This is because the maltose react with DNSA and form 5-amino 3-nitrosalicylic acid. As the concentration increases, so the reading also increases.
We have made 50x dilution of the amylase enzyme extracted from the wheat germ. From there we have taken different volumes from 25 microliter to 250 microliter, whose volume is made up to 500 microliter with the acetate buffer. Further we have added starch to it up to 1 ml. Starch is a substrate of alpha amylase enzyme, and alpha amylase enzyme converts the starch into maltose. And we have taken DNSA in this test tube, as we have done in the preparation of standard curve of maltose, and we will add this one volume into each of this test tube, and then we will boil this reaction mixture into this boiling water in the same way as we have done in the preparation of standard curve of maltose, and then we will see the change in color. After boiling, there is a change in color in each of this test tube. In the first test tube, there is a blank, and here we have increased the concentration of maltose, and we can see the intensity of the color is also increased with the increase in concentration of maltose. Now we will add 10 ml of water to each of this test tube, and then we will measure the absorbance in the multi-mode reader, and from there we will measure the amylase activity by using standard curve of maltose. So to determine the concentration of alpha amylase in the crude extract, we will perform Bradford assay, and for that we need to prepare BSA standard curve. For that we have prepared 1 mg per ml stock concentration of BSA, and from there we have taken different dilutions, and from each dilution we have taken from 0.1 mg to 0.5 mg per ml, and we have prepared that BSA in acetate buffer. And from each of this dilution we will take 5 microliter of this into the microtiter plate, and then further I will add Bradford reagent to it. I have added each of this BSA dilution into this microtiter plate, and now I am adding 250 microliter of Bradford reagent to each of this. In the first lane we have taken blank. In blank there is only acetate buffer and Bradford reagent. We are taking absorbance at 595 nanometer for the preparation of standard curve of BSA into this multimode reader. As we have taken different concentration of BSA from 0.1 mg per ml to 0.5 mg per ml, we will see there will be increase in the absorbance with the increase in concentration of BSA. We have got these readings. In the first line there is a blank, and after that there is an increase in the readings of absorbance with the increase in concentration of BSA. And by using these readings, we will plot the standard curve of BSA, and using this standard curve of BSA, we will measure the concentration of alpha amylase. We have taken different dilutions such as 25x, 50x and 80x of alpha amylase from the crude extract, and we will do the Bradford assay in the same way as we have done for the preparation of standard curve of BSA. We have got these readings of alpha amylase by taking absorbance at 595 nanometer. For 25x, we have got this reading, and for 50x this, and 80x this. We had taken different concentration of BSA from 0.1 mg per ml to 0.5 mg per ml, and we got this absorbance values, and using concentration and absorbance values, we plotted the standard curve of BSA. From the crude extract, we had taken different dilutions 25x, 50x and 80x, and using these absorbance values, we can find out the unknown concentration in the crude extract via standard curve of BSA.
Right. So that is what it is. Do you have any questions? Either yesterday's or from today's? Yes, do you have any questions from either today's or yesterday's class?
I think no questions, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So then next Monday, 2:15, we will have a short quiz. So I will send you the link for the same, and you can send me the replies, and the next day we can discuss the quiz questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay then.
Thank you, ma'am.
You. I will try to send you this video if it is possible. Okay. So that's it. Then. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.